Hello, greetings, and welcome back to day two of the team event, and individually, for the Plotliv Bulgaria 1989 World Championships. And as I already mentioned, how well we had done the first day, the Welsh team going into the lead, on the second day, and fishing our methods, Who could beat us, we thought. Anyway, day two. And, funny enough, getting to sleep that evening was very difficult for a few of the boys, knowing we were really in with a good chance of becoming world champions. Yeah. Uh, anyway, up early the next day, Clive Roberts had a special skill in transporting and keeping the maggots fresh, from the farm that we used to gather our bait from in South Wales, Celtic Bait Farm. And sorting the bait out, as I said before, we held some back from the Saturday, so at least we had some fresh bait for Sunday. We kept back a couple of gallons, as I said, in suspended animation, and in polystyrene boxes, packed with ice. And it always amazes me how sometimes those maggots appear dead and suddenly come alive. I was starting to panic when he first done it. Like, oh, but within an hour, in the fresh air, especially it was warm as well, it was as though time was, stood still really watching those maggots, and all of a sudden they started to move, and it's best not to watch them because you'd have a heart attack if you thought they didn't come round, because otherwise how would we have fished? Anyway, as I said before, we were the envy of a lot of the teams with our quality maggots, so I think that had a bearing on it all. As I said, the team result on the first day was still surreal, and yet remarkable fishing, finishing top of the leaderboard, and a few doubters, doubted the Welsh up till then. Okay, I know I'd be doing well individually, and the odd angler, but but could we hold on to our lead? So with this in mind, the team kept focus, and we were quite confident. Telling the lads, to keep positive and stick to the team plan, of long distance waggler fishing, hoping we could stay in front. As I said, it was Richie, Baton, Spud, Murphy and Phil, and they all had, those three had a chance of a medal, so there was extra pressure on them too. Anyway, the match started, and where was I drawn? I was drawn in the middle, I think. I was drawn in the same section as Steve Gardner from England, so I knew I had my work cut out, because Steve apparently is one of the, he was one of the better anglers at the time. He was showing some great form, not only in internationals, back home as well. He was well respected. Anyway, as I said, the match started with the thunder of the cannon, and all the continental teams, as usual, follow suit with a heavy bombardment, boom, a ground bait, all on the pole line, scaring the fish out, right out into the lake. Anyway, out went our wagglers at long distance, and very soon, we started catching. And of course, some of the teams tried to follow suit, and obviously they weren't up to it. We weren't going to be as good as us anyway. So as long as we stayed in front. For me, the match went like a dream. I'd caught small coraceous carp, skimmers, and some vintos too, which is like a bleak type of fish. Anyway, almost every cast, I was in and out, and I had a large crowd of spectators behind me, obviously knowing, my waggler fishing, they probably come to watch me. But, I kept my focus, and come the end of the match, I won the section. In fact, I was top weight of all the boys, 23 pound. And I thought I'd won the match, but I understood that the Italian guy may have just beat me. But even so, I wasn't worried about the individual, because I was out of that by then, when I not fishing the first day. But winning my section, second in the match, hey, what more could I ask for? I said, had all the cameras around me taking photographs. I'll leave a photo of that on the end of the video. But I got to tell you, Colin Cook, one of the new squad members, as I said, he hooked and landed one of those large carp. They reckon it was double figure. Unfortunately, it went out of his zone whilst he was playing. Even though he followed the team plan and keeping the rod tip under the water, the steward could see where the fish was going, and I think it surfaced in his neighbour's peg. So therefore, it was kept in a separate keep net until the end of the match, and they had a stewards meeting afterwards, and decided that he could not be counted in his total weight. However, Colin, he still managed excellent points in his section. Anyway, as I said, our British waggler methods dominated the match. News came along that our second day total tally meant that we had won the second day. So winning the first day and the second day was unbelievable. So basically we just, we were the proudest anglers in the world. When it was announced, that we were the winners of the 36th World Championships with a record points, which is also the top weight, and I was the top weight in the team again, and it was fantastic. The results: Wales 48 points, Italy 68, England 83. So England didn't manage third place. I believe there is a video about the World Championships on YouTube already, and I'll try and put it on the end as a link. So if you want to go back and see it, you can. But as I said, it was fantastic. My boyhood fishing friend Richie Baton, as I mentioned, he fished both days and ended up brilliant. I think he was second on in his section on the second day, and he ended up with a total weight of 10 kilos, 650, that's 21 pound, and the bronze medal. Good Richie, he made it last. I knew he would one day, and as I say, fantastic angler. Now, individual winner was Tommy Pickering from England. Again, what a great angler he is, a great waggler angler. I know in later years he'd gone feeder fishing, but in them days he was brilliant at the waggler, and anyway, my thoughts over the 2 days, of course, is that what would happen if I had fished for 2 days, and say I'd won my section, the day before, and because I had the highest weight as well, I would have probably been world champion again. But like I said, it's all fortuitous sometimes, and hey, at the end of the day, it was a team result, so now, when you look back over these golden years, with us winning bronze when we first started, and then Phil's had a bronze as well, and then I've had a silver, then a gold, and then this year a gold. The team, fantastic, brilliant. It's something you only dream about when you're young, and as I said, fantastic all-round result, good memories, lasts me through my life. The golden age of Welsh match fishing, that's what I call it, in the 80s. As I said, this hour would go down as our finest hour, the Welsh team. Yeah. In the 80s I was privileged to be part of the Welsh team and see our country grow from strength to strength, from being also runs to contenders. As I said, accumulating 7 medals over the last few years. It was absolutely fantastic. It was a great result for British fishing as well, because, as I said, England would come third. We all had a photograph all taken together, the Welsh team and the England team, which I thought was fitting. As I said, we're very friendly with Dick Clegg, Kevin, Bob Nudd, great angler. Yeah, Bob, as I say, me and Bob become very good friends. I like to think I may have helped Bob win one of his world championships, but he probably won't admit it, but I'll let you know about that in another vlog. Anyway, so I'll leave some pictures of that great day and us taking the presentation. as I say, it was fantastic. And anyway, that's about it. Come back on the next one, and I'll tell you a little bit more what happened when we arrived home and all the glory we had. And also um, met a great friend, a German guy who used to met in Ireland, Jürgen Oplander. Talk about him as well, because I remember him telling me, he said he knew we were good because he came to Rothbach Lake to fish with us after I won the World Championships. I got very friendly with him, and he said I knew you were good anglers, but not world champions. I made him eat his hat. Anyway, come back on the next. I'll tell you what happens.